On the day I got to Washington, D.C. aboard Amtrak's Crescent from Atlanta, I made my way off the train, descended to the Metro Rail Red Line station at Union Station, took care of some necessities around town, and proceeded to spend the night in a capsule hostel located off the Green Line U Street station. It was weird in many ways, as well as it was also a very much normal hostel experience, but that's a story for another video. The next morning I had to catch a flight out of BWI. Plenty of all the things you need. Early riser I am, I took care of my walking coffee at my expected outfit Wawa, and made the connection to Union Station via Metro Center Station. I wouldn't burn another Amtrak lounge pass prior to catching my Mark Penn Line train to the airport. Got a coupon for the iced coffee, so that's helpful. Okay, that's perfect. Look at this, $2. I like their rewards program. It doesn't take a lot to get stuff from it, and I can not get stuff for like 6 months at a time and still have rewards to redeem. All right, to the metro, to the station, to the streetcar. Okay. I believe the system is running automated now, or it soon will. In either case, a Monday rush hour, there's plenty of trains. But I would waste my time as I should, rousting about for transit tourism, riding the new American streetcar system that serves far fewer citizens than plans initially called for, but due to a series of very American events and surrounding politics, with real estate markets to be considered, the system folded to one line that operates from a median station on H Street behind Union Station and then eastward several blocks, connecting only to the bus lines that encounter it along the way, mostly in passing due to their ability to steer around traffic. It's not bad here this morning. Probably in between trains, right? No signal priority for the streetcars, and headways that are either very infrequent compared to buses or impossible to achieve due to traffic conditions such as what I experienced awaiting my streetcar on a Monday morning in the spring. Like in Cincinnati, the streetcar is free, and it doesn't go very far, so it's a good time kill. I'll have to see what the neighborhood's like to see if it's anything but a time kill. The line runs via overhead power, with the terminus of the line being single-tracked for the block leading up the bridge. It says every 12 minutes, but there's a lot more buses on the street that it runs down than streetcars. I think I see one. It's the whole span of the street, and there's a lot of traffic, so with a little over an hour to go till my intended Mark Penn Line train, this every 12-minute frequency few mile route might take an hour. Yeah, I can see it now. It's a real streetcar, but it gets stuck in traffic because it's pulled over to the curb and everybody is moving around it. So it negates any possible mass transit advantage it could have. Okay. I read the DC streetcar Wikipedia page, and then I had to take a long break to digest all the disappointing outcomes that befell the system over its initial decade of planning. Basically, a group of DC city leaders wanted to develop a second-generation streetcar system a la Portland, Oregon. They mapped out a citywide network with connections to the venerable DC Metro, but this wasn't being championed by WMATA, the regional transit agency. Rather, the city itself was seeking to operate the proposed network as a means of increasing the revenue generation capable of businesses along the line because, streetcars are neat. They're new technology despite not being able to maneuver around disruptions to traffic like a bus can. They were going to pair it with the DC circulator bus system, which had more capabilities, but we saw how that turned out lately. With a proper citywide network of trolleys, trams, or streetcars, DC might have had a chance in promoting its operating proposal. If the operating bodies that put forth the system almost 2 decades ago would have more thoroughly planned for and networked with the parts of the city they intended to serve, the system might not have been so polarizing to the neighborhoods it was initially designed to come into. But the city never got traction with the full system plan, and hence only the H Avenue Bending line was built. Years and millions of dollars into developing a system that opened in 2016 as just one small fleet of streetcars running through one neighborhood with no cross-platform transfers to Metro Rail or Amtrak, just the far more numerous network of Metro buses that consistently pass the streetcar throughout its route. The streetcar is not only much slower than driving the route, it's only somewhat better than walking. Much more so on days of inclement weather, but today, not many people aboard. Ridership began in its first 4 years as 80 to 100,000 riders per month, according to a Google search for DC streetcar ridership that purports to be an official website for the network. Then 2020 happened, offsetting ridership to the point of only 10 to 20% as many passengers riding well into the year 2022. Today, the system has seen some more dramatic seasonal drop-offs, and only, at best, 70 to 80% ridership recovery during the best months. I didn't find it to be too crowded, obviously. It didn't seem like anyone on board was much different from the average ridership on a neighborhood bus route. And since the city halted the DC Connector bus network, which was to be complementary to the streetcar and enticing to tourists, this stub portion of what was to be a larger network of city-run streetcars seems unnecessary in the current environment of DC transit. The system has been fare-free since 2020, causing its existence to be justified solely based on the growth of the tax base surrounding it. I always wonder with these revitalization projects how much these cities utilizing streetcars are really banking on expanding the fortunes of local businesses versus seeing more national level and beyond types of corporations open up shop as a measure of success in these neighborhoods. What we're attempting to ride is a streetcar that should be a bus. As it stands, the mayor wants to turn the line into an electric trolleybus route. Few details are currently available, just that kind of announcement. I can't believe we negotiated that intersection without stopping for 10 minutes. Such would summarize DC's time spent operating its stub service, with the possibility of normalizing the trolleybus technology for cities willing to fund the idea of another way to get around their cities flexibly. Rebirth of the trolleybus in DC has a good ring to it. It's not very useful. I don't think there's any good street to put a streetcar in on this town, at least not in this sector of DC. I would really be interested to know what alternate routes they had for this. It's just a small right of way, and there's still buses on there that easily fly past the streetcar, though it is free, so I guess that's what you get. Is it better than nothing? Maybe not. I'll probably take the bus next time if I have to go that way. It's certain that this current streetcar is an interesting anomaly of what can happen when a city is never sharing the same rails about how to get around their city. DC is a large, crowded city, and it would seem too crowded to put another mode of transit on the surface, at grade with cars and buses. Such is why projects like the Silver and Purple Line metros by WMATA have come along with better favor for their development over the past decades. WMATA's metro rail system, and to some degree their bus system, is a good fit for the region and ought to be expanded. The buses are already getting renumbered, probably by the time you watch this video. Without majorly reworking the entire grid of traffic orientation and making inroads with every neighborhood of residents and business leaders simultaneously, a streetcar network doesn't seem to be the right solution for an already walkable city like DC, with an arguably world-class metro rail system as it is and continues to become. I hope you enjoy another ride on another unique to its own city North American streetcar. We'll keep trying to collect as many of these as we can in our travels. Next week, we'll be back with some other metro system, probably here in Metro Transit land of Twin Cities of Minnesota. Whether it'll be the Green Line construction update or a trip out on the new Gold Line BRT to see that infrastructure, I haven't yet decided. Kind of depends on how hot it is this summer and what I have time to do. But I thank you for watching this one, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.